Everything's moving so fast. The rate that we're scrolling our Facebook timeline, watching video after video, that is outrageous. Outrageously bad. There's something that we still need that web provide that other sales funnels are lacking. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your business on the internet. And I'm pleased you're here. Today, I want to talk about how you can capitalize on the new year, or at least right now as I'm recording this, we are just going in to 2021, and we had a sensational past 12 months in 2020. And there are a few things that contributed to that. And one of them is the sales funnel that we use most frequently. It absolutely crushed for us in 2020, and we're going to be using that same sales funnel as the main driver for our revenue moving forward here in 2021. And that is a webinar sales funnel. And what's interesting is people have discounted webinars now. I see it left, right, and center. People saying they're outdated, and they're saying that because they want to sell you on their next whiz-bang sales funnel or training or coaching, whatever it is. But hearing it from the horse's mouth right now, we did about $4 million last year in our coaching and training company, and webinars were the driver of that revenue, and it's going to be the same for us in 2021. There's just a few things that we adapt to, but they still work very well. And in today's video, I want to share with you the 4 reasons why webinars still work incredibly well right now and why you should be utilizing them here in 2021. The first reason is they're very versatile. You can use a webinar for a multitude of different things. Sometimes when we think webinar, we think $1,000 product. That's all that really works on a webinar, but it's not the case. We use webinars to sell our $500 programs, our $1,000 programs, and our $2,000 programs, and that's one category, which is direct selling on the webinar. Another category, or selling courses rather. Another category is moving into high ticket. So we will use a webinar to position the phone call that someone would need to have with our organization to see if our coaching is a good fit, and then we can sell high ticket. And we have tested so many different sales funnels, and we've still found that a webinar absolutely crushes it. A webinar is that model that positions the phone call the best and indoctrinates someone the highest, so that when they're on that call, they're closest to make a buying decision. You can sell events. If you're doing low ticket events, high ticket events, again, you can use a webinar to sell that. So it's very versatile. You can use webinars for a variety of different offers at different price tags. And we've just found, of all the different sales funnels, webinars are still the best way for selling lots of different things. The second reason that webinar funnels still work incredibly well is, as much as marketing is moving on, there are other ways to promote. There's other types of funnels that are emerging. There's different marketing experiments that you can be doing. There's something that we still need that webinars provide that other sales funnels are lacking, and that is attention, like specific, undeniable attention, creating a feeling of having a captive audience. And you got to think about social media and where things are going right now. Everything's moving so fast. The rate that we're scrolling our Facebook timeline, the speed of which we are moving down into the YouTube rabbit hole and just watching video after video and skipping to the next one, everything's moving so fast. So if you're looking to take someone from social media, take them into a sales funnel, and just trust that they're going to watch a video on a page that they can pause, skip, rewind, and expect them to get that level of indoctrination that they would need to book that call with your team at the end, or to purchase that program, or to register for that event, it's getting increasingly more difficult to do that. Whereas a webinar, as much as perhaps you could argue it's getting more expensive to get webinar registrations, that perhaps conversions are going down slightly, which we haven't actually seen, but I hear that some people feel that's the case, and fair enough, they've got a strong argument for that. But the thing you cannot excuse is that when someone registers for a webinar that is taking place in the next day or the next 2 days, and they actually block out that day and time on their calendar, and they show up for that webinar training, that they cannot pause, they cannot rewind, they cannot skip. If they leave, they'll miss it. There's that feeling that we have with a webinar training that you cannot get in any other sales funnel, and we still find it trumps everything else. We would sacrifice having less people on a webinar than we would have perhaps watching a VSL or a bridge video. But the smaller number of people watching the webinar, we will create and generate greater revenue with that attention than we would do elsewhere. The third reason is that, as I've talked about before in previous videos, it couples as your lead generation tool. If you're using other funnels, if you want to get someone to a VSL, you want to get them to a bridge video or whatever it is, an upsell funnel, you want to sell a book, whatever it is. Usually you want them to come through the doorway of giving you their name and their email address. Now, without a webinar, there's nothing that they're registering for, so you need to create a lead magnet. Now again, look, there's nothing wrong with lead magnets. We use them in my business alongside webinars. We're doing different things, but it takes a long time to create a lead magnet, create a good one at that. You're probably gonna have to try a few things until you find the one that's working really well and generating your leads at a decent enough price, and then working on the rest of the funnel. A webinar couples as the lead generation tool. Someone literally needs to give you their name and email address in order to register for the webinar. So not only are they literally registering for your sales process, right? Of course, there's value in there, but they're registering for something that is taking them into a sales funnel nonetheless, and we haven't needed to create a lead magnet because the webinar is the lead magnet. So we're building our list and we have them in our sales funnel. And the fourth reason is that we can leverage automation now more than ever. I did a video on my channel just recently, you can scroll back and take a look. We were comparing live webinars with automated webinars, and I was putting forth the argument that, look, if you are, especially now in 2021, if you're still doing live webinars and running cold traffic to it, it's getting so much harder. Attendance rates are through the floor. We're talking 10%, 15% show up rate, meaning you get 100 leads to register, you're gonna get 10 or 15% of people that actually show up. That is outrageously bad. And we don't want that. We want better results than that. So we can leverage automation. Now we can create an automated webinar to where we're not trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes. We're not saying, hey, this is live, and then it's actually not, right? But you can just call it an on-demand training. You can just call it a free online training. You're not saying it's live, but you are leveraging automation. You record that presentation one time, you automate it, you set the registration information, and now people can register to watch that training at a time that is convenient for them. You've done the work one time, and you're still able to create that feeling of a captive audience and isolating their attention. And it's very, very powerful. So more than ever, automation is the key, and we're using it heavily in 2021. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Those are the 4 reasons why webinar funnels have and will continue to crush as we go into 2021, and you should be utilizing them. And I have something for you that I think you'll really like. It's called my Webinar Master Plan. It's my shameless plug. It is ridiculous. It's the price of a takeaway for you and your partner. And within it, I teach everything about my webinar process, right? The presentation, the funnel, how it all pieces together, and pretty much the behind the scenes of how I've generated multiple 7 figures in revenue with the webinar model. If you want to learn about it, like I said, it's literally the price of a takeaway, but it's been worth millions to me. So you should definitely go ahead and check that out while we've got the link active. It's in the description box and the top comments, called the Webinar Master Plan. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification. We know there's so many of you that watch and love these videos. Hey, I appreciate you, but you haven't subscribed, and we miss you. We want you part of the community. So hit the subscribe button, make sure you're notified of every future video. And also do me a favor, encourage us. Let us know you like this content by hitting the like button, give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment. We love reading through every single one of those. And if you like this content, go ahead, have a look through our channel. We've got hundreds of videos on this topic of offer creation, funnels, traffic, you name it, we've got it. And I think you'll get a ton of value. I'll see you in the next video.